Well, give me a sound check, guys. Can you hear me now? That's why I was doing I was asking a sound check. Nobody said anything, so I assumed everything was working okay. You hear me now? Give me a yes. Right. Welcome everybody. I'm not going through all the welcomes again because I've already done that with the mic shut off. So Jose looking for the thin edge. And that is an excellent shot. Now, has he cut off the angle? No, he hasn't. So Slim can go into the pack here. And he hasn't left anything on. He also hasn't left a touching ball, so Jose can't get out of there to get back to baulk, so he's just going to probably tap into them. Quick check my second camera. I'm pretty certain that red doesn't go. Not any option but just to tap into the pack of reds. And Slim, I don't think, can get out of there either, so he's just going to tap into them as well. Quick look around. Slim's sort of thinking about this here, but he can't get enough of that second red because this red's in the way. He's thinking about a plant. Yeah, I think, well, Jose now has got a red into the middle, which I think if it's going to open up the game, I think he has to have a go at it. I mean, it's not that difficult, it's just hampered over the bunch of reds. He should get top side of that blue. I don't know whether he's on it. No, he's dead straight. But he's got no problem getting his next red though. He just needs to either stop the cue ball or just run through a couple of inches. And he should be up and running. He's got 3 reds to play with in the meantime. Oh dear, that's a terrible miss. A straight in blue off the spot pretty much, I think. And that's the worst shot of the day you're going to see there. And that's it's certainly going to cost Jose these 3 reds because I think Slim will take them out. No problem, but the problem's then after he clears them. Oh, you should never be missing a straight in blue when all you had to do was just stop the cue ball or run through. It was pretty poor, and Slim's, I think, played just as poor a shot because he's struggling to get to that red. Is that you revising your are you revising your match prediction there, Albie? It was 4-2 to Jose, now it's 4-0 to Slim. I think that terrible miss on the blue there changed Albie's mind and how this is going to go. Well, I think Jose, if he's got any sense, he's going to play. He should be playing the brown and just ducking behind the yellow and blue. I mean, he can pot the blue. He's going to have to play a shot to get on a red though. He's going to need lots of pace in this. And again, that's probably not what I would have did. I would have just stuck. See the way the reds are opened. The reds are opened a bit more, so I would have put Slim behind the yellow and blue there using the brown. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Chico didn't show. He never showed for his first match, I don't think, and I think he's got a tendency to do that. Again, not sure what the reason is, whether he hasn't got a clue how the whole system works. Because it's a bit pointless signing up for tournaments that's costing you your $3 to sign up and then you don't show. It seems a bit crazy. Welcome to Spud Boy. Welcome to Patrick Swayze. So a shaky start here for both of them. And this is a problem for Slim. He can pot the red to the right of the pink, but is he going to get out for a colour? I think the angle that he's got here is, you know, he was going to struggle to get on a colour. Now I think we have the black tied up, so the black's going nowhere fast. Although, having said that, if that red goes out the way, that black will go. I mean, it will go as it is, but it's very tight past the red. And it will certainly go now. So now Jose should be playing the brown and just dropping across to the right for the red to the right of the black. That's the one he should be playing for. That one there. You just drop the brown in, cue ball goes that way, you're on the red. He's looking at the blue, but I don't know why. The simpler shot to me is to pot the brown and get on the red. And again, not the right shot choice, because I don't even think he's on a red had he potted that blue. Well, he could just see the one that I was talking about, but there was an easier way to get to it. Rather than taking that that blue ball on. I think Slim's going to go for it, of course. So Jose has had 3 visits at the table, and all he's accumulated is 3 reds and nothing to show for it. And there's the result through from the Whiskey Chiku match, as expected. So the red that's just near the black spot is the one to play for. Well, again, I don't know why he hit that so hard. He just needed to roll the blue in. You know, he was obviously on the other red to the right hand side, but now the blue's tied up, so this is going to be a completely scrappy frame. This green's off its spot, black's off its spot, blue's tied up. Well, that's Jose's 4th red. Is he going to get a colour to show for it? Now let's have a look. Now he should be dropping the black in, but if he drops it in though, he needs to look at where the black's going to spot, because that's going to cover the red unless he does something with the cue ball. And he could come off the cushion and come back across behind the red this side. He needs to look at trying to do that. He's looking at the pink, which is probably the better move, rather than blocking the spot. Or blocking the red with the black on its spot. In fact, had the black gone on its spot, he'd actually landed on the red anyway. He would have been fine. So he's going to finish off with this pink. He's not going to have another red after it, I don't think, unless he can bump something out if he's got the angle. Yeah, maybe if it was a 3 cushion Virtual World Championship, maybe Chiku would show up for one of them. And now, well, Jose's going with a bit of right hand side. He needs to chip the edge very thin and come around the angles and try and get to balk. That's the right idea. Let's have a look at the reds. There's nothing there's nothing set, and that one that's there doesn't go. This looks very thin, this red, the one that Slim's aiming at. He's overcut it, but that won't do any harm because he's got the cue ball in the sort of safety area that he wanted to. And I think Jose has to go off the right hand side of the pack here, because if he's going left side, he's got to watch the traffic trying to come back up the table with the black and green there. So thin off the right hand side there and come up behind the brown. That's a bit too heavy. And now that has caused a problem for Slim, because now Slim can't use the right hand side of the table. There's no red there that he can play off, so this is a bit more tricky to get something decent. Reasonable pace. Now another 6 or 7 inches running there and Jose would have been in trouble. Jose can now play a shot to nothing on that red that's there into the corner, but the cue ball needs to go that way and get away from the green and black. And the pace is good, so we're on the brown or the yellow or the black, but again he needs to look at probably leaving the black spot clear for the time being. Might not be the wisest move to take the black, because again it's right in the middle of those two reds and it just makes access to them a bit more difficult if he does that. So there's a red on the back cushion there behind the black spot, and that's what he's going to end up playing, but he's actually gone too straight on it. He needed to have the cue ball there so he could pot it and get out for the black. And if he's going to try and do that, he would have to force it, so he's now stuck with the pink. Now I think that little nudge might have, I know it hasn't, I thought it had brought that red free. It's now locked up with the blue. Well, the red cuts, but it's extremely thin to be trying that. And he can't get out of there. So he's going for the thin cut. That's a good shot. Now the red to play for now is the one furthest away from the blue is the one to play for if he plays the yellow, because I think the angle he's got in the yellow, he's got a good angle in the yellow to stun this in and get the cue ball back up the table here for this red. That's the one that he should be playing for. And he can get into the cue ball enough, and if he overhits it he could end up down here on this red, so he looks like he's running forward here. And that's going to end up in the pocket, I think. Yep, he should have done what I said. He had enough angle to stun that yellow in and come down this direction. So Jose on 30 points, Slim on 16. It's still anybody's frame, this. Well, Jose would like to get that cue ball over to where the yellow's sitting, but that would give him a slightly more open angle in the red. But if he takes this red on, he's bound to chip the other one, I would think. And if he doesn't get it, it could cost him a few points. You know, he's going for the safety. He needs to miss the green. I don't think there's any harm done, no. Now, if you're going to play off that red onto the black onto the red, there's a chance it can be, again, one of these shots to nothing. And Slim, I don't even think, looked at that there. He could have had a go at that and still get back to balk coming down the left-hand side. He could have just played the red onto the black onto the red with a chance of maybe making a plant. It was a sort of two-way shot he could have had a go at there. Well, Jose, I presume, was playing a safety there because he was so far off the pot. I can't believe he missed it that far. But what he's done is he's given Slim a chance to double the red back up the table, back up the centre line of the table, and just put the cue ball in and around the brown. And that's not a bad effort. That's excellent. Again, that was the correct shot to play. And now he's got Jose in trouble. Now there is a line, I think there's a line that way to go there and try and graze the red and come back to balk. He could have had a couple of goes at that. He'll be put in again. But he could have had a couple of goes at this, going around off the cushion, back cushion, chip the red and come back to balk. That's the type of shot that the pros play. Well, Jose's got the hit this time, and he's not left anything easy at all. And that green and brown, the line that they're on is a pretty good area to try and get that cue ball into. Slim's going for the pot though. And that's a good shot. And this is a good chance now with all the reds in the open. There's a chance for Slim to not only get back into this frame, but to actually win it from this position. Well, he's actually finished probably the worst possible position here for this red, and that chance is gone. It was not a very good positional shot, and well, he's got the cover behind the green, but Jose can cut the other red onto that red that's over the pocket. Is bound to go in. Well, the two of them have gone in, and that makes it more difficult for Slim because there's obviously one less red in the table. Jose's lead is only 5 points though. Yeah, I don't know why that's happened, Spud Boy. That's, of course, you've got to remember everything in my PC was reinstalled. Oh dear. Another bad miss by Jose. And once again, Slim has a chance to pinch this first frame. Where's the blue going? Now, you're trying to get on the yellow, and the pink is tight past the blue. The cue ball's fairly close to the cushion, but the green is a shot to play. The only thing you've got to do with this green is probably stun it in a bit rather than just maybe rolling it. I don't know whether he can roll it and come forward this side of the brown. We're going to find out. Yes, he could. It needs to slow up. You see how it just keeps rolling. And he's now got too much angle to hold for the green. I think he's got to let the cue ball run. He could try dropping this in dead weight and finishing up past the corner, not the corner, the middle pocket. Well, that's actually a good effort. I didn't think he could hold it as much. But the blue's over the corner pocket. The pink's going to be handy on its spot, and Slim really should take care of this frame here. He's now a point in front. So the green will make it 4 in front, brown will make it 8 in front. He needs all the balls up to and including the pink. Well, Jose should be kicking himself because he had enough chances in this frame to get some points and he just never accumulated enough. So just a roll in the pink and it'll be 1-0. Of course it's alternate break in snooker. And the double to finish off. So a nice little 31 clearance there from Slim. And it's Jose to break in frame number 2. And the pace is good. The line isn't too bad. But just like in the professional game, there's a red sticking out. And Slim won't be refusing this opportunity. He'll have a go at it, but the black, of course, is more or less tied up. That tends to happen quite a lot as well. Well, he's going to end up right in balk. Well, this is tricky to roll up behind a balk colour at that distance. If he takes the yellow, I don't think he's going to be on anything. Let's have a look. Yeah, just try to roll up to it. That'll do it. But the bunch of balls is a big, big target to hit for Jose. I think it's actually something to do with my audio drivers. I think that's what it is. But when Windows was reinstalled in the PC the other day, obviously all the drivers were reinstalled as well, all the up-to-date ones. So I'm not out of date as far as drivers go, but the length of time I had my PC before it went pear-shaped, I have had various different audio codecs installed in the PC over the time, and they've obviously gone. Probably one of them was the one that probably had the audio slightly better than it is now, so there's really nothing else I can do. I've tweaked VP4 audio down. I've looked at all the sound settings, they all look fair to me. So I'll just have to go with it. Good afternoon to Coldest Pillow. So this is well, it's now it is effectively the first match of the day. There was one supposed to be running at the same time as this one, but Chiku didn't show up, so we've got this match, and then there's one later on tonight at I think 7 p.m. or something like that on the one loss side. Mr. Fox against somebody who I've totally forgotten. Mooncake, I think it is. They're due to play. I think it's around 7 or 7:30. I'll have a quick look to remind myself. My memory's so bad. Yeah, 7 p.m. tonight or 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. It's Mr. Fox versus Mooncake. Yeah, but the one thing that's slightly annoying is that the sound of the balls hitting the cushion has never been as heavy as that for me in all the times I've been doing live streaming. I don't know why it's suddenly doing that. I don't forget, on another stream the other night, they actually turned the virtual pool audio down in game. I turned that down to about 3 or even 1. I think. In fact, let me have a look now that I'm thinking about it. Settings, sound. Yeah, I've got it up to 3. Let me turn that down a bit, see if that makes it any difference. I think I had that at 1 the other night. See if you can actually pick out any difference in that. Still sounds just as loud to me, so I don't know that it's actually making any difference at all. So it's all about the thin edges. That's a bit heavy. Needs to bump the brown. Now, can Slim drop this red in and get any of this black ball? It looks way too tight. Although the pink is available into the right middle. And again, I don't think he's going to get a lot off this. I don't think the angle that he's got is that great. And I don't think he wants to be too ambitious either. He's trying to get across with the other red. Now, how does the pink go? Is it going on its spot? See, that's the problem. But he's actually okay. I mean, that was quite good. Now, he might be taking some of this pink here. And the red needs to get out of the way, and it hasn't. So, the blue and a little stun across, and he'll be on the red, and that'll open up that pocket again. Just a nice little stun, and that's perfect. I don't think he'll be looking at the black, because I'm pretty certain you can't get enough of that black. It's a bit too tight. Now, one interesting thing, if any of you guys have been listening, the bug in Virtual Pool 4 is that if somebody potted that black ball with that red ball there and there was no other spot available, the black would have to go as near as its own spot as possible, but without touching the red. But VP4 doesn't recognise that, and sometimes it spots like that right behind the red and it's declared a touching ball, which you cannot have in real snooker, because the black ball has to go as close to its own spot without touching another ball. And that's been a bug that's been in snooker right from the day one. We'll get 8 people in the room. We've got 2 guys chatting here. Let's just tab to the lobby and let me post a link. See, I think the trouble with these 2 guys is they're too nice, they won't say anything. But there's nothing worse than when you're actually lining up a shot and you're trying to assess a shot or something, and then suddenly the chat catches your eye. Well, yeah, it's easy enough to turn off the chat. I mean, the 2 players, Slim and Jose, could easily just right-click each player's name if I can get my mouse to work. In fact, I don't. You just actually left-click it, and then you just hit ignore, and that turns him to blue, and do the same with the next one. But that means that I won't see their chat. But if these guys keep on chatting, unless the guys in the room do the same thing, they'll see all of that coming up on the screen. And then if you want to unignore them, you just hit ignore again and it'll take their name off blue. Like that. But anyway, they're not doing it anymore, so that's good enough. Well, the only annoying thing about muting somebody, if there's somebody that's been a bit of an asshole and annoying you or something, you can mute them, but the thing is, if they leave VP4 and they come straight back in, that automatically unmutes them and you've got to mute them again. It's not like a mute like the admin would do, or the moderators. If they mute you for an hour and you leave the lobby and come back in within that hour, you'll still be blue, you'll still be muted, but you've got to continually mute someone if they leave the game and then come back in. Actually shut the game down and restart the game. You know, they won't be muted again. You've got to do it again. Well, Slim is building up a healthy little lead. He's 42 in front here. And with it only being a race to 4, Jose needs to get his act together pretty quickly. Good afternoon to Tyler A. And welcome to anybody else. Not that there's that many, there's only 4 I can see on YouTube, and one of them's me, because I've got YouTube up on my second monitor, just to check how the stream's doing. Well, that's the thing about, you know, coming into the live stream. You can chat all you want in the live stream. It doesn't affect the players in the room. Well, Slim needed to get a wee bit heavier than that. He was trying to get right in behind the black there. Nevertheless, Jose is going to have to play a good one here to prevent Slim having a shot when he gets back to the table. And that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. He's got cover on the red that he played. And again, this is a wee bit tricky for Slim because he's only really got one red he can go for, and that's the one that's sticking out behind the pink at the back there. Problem with that is he's going to send it over towards the other red, and this is dangerous. And that's why he's trying to get it as thin as he can. Now Jose has a shot, and he's going to have to hit this a wee bit to come out behind the reds and get around this side. He needs to stun this in and maybe get a wee bit of bottom in the cue ball just below the equator to come around this side. He's bound to have the green, but he doesn't want to be playing the green where he's bumping into the brown. If he's lucky, he might get on the black if it goes around the angles and out. Well, it's going to be blocked by the green that way. Well, the shot to play definitely is the pink. He's got to play the pink because he's running into the reds and he'll be unlucky not to be on a red. He needs to be brave. He's not looking at it, but that is the shot. I mean, there's no way he should be taking the green and trying to get up there. The pink stared him in the face and he knows that's the shot he should be playing because you're potting the pink and you're running into the reds and you're looking to land on one. I don't know why he's not doing it. This is a problem. He's stuck to the cushion here. But he's got the blue. But that was a shot because that would have got the reds open and give him... Well, I mean, they are open. He doesn't effectively need to open them, but that would be the shot to get him in amongst them all. Now he's really awkward. He's dead straight in this one. I think he should have took the pink every day of the week there. I wouldn't even have given anything else a second thought. It would have been a pink and a roll into those reds. I'd be really unlucky not to have been on one. So the shot choice there, in my opinion, was wrong. Well, look at that though. You know, I don't think that was all that constructive in what he's done. You know, all he's got to show for it is like 7 points. You wanted to get in amongst those reds. The pink was the ideal ball to do it, and he wasn't brave enough to go for it. Well, you make mistakes in the shot choices, but when you're trying to get back into the match, you've got to be making positive choices. It wouldn't have been a crazy, over-aggressive shot to play that pink. It was the right shot. And now Jose's been given a chance with a poor one from Slim. Well, he's got to play the green this time. Big draw on this. Got to avoid running into the brown. Now how's his luck? Not all that great. Now the sensible shot would be to duck for cover and try and get up behind that pink. He's the wrong angle in the red. He wants to just duck for cover up table and just brush that red and no more and get the cue ball on a line off that side cushion and try and get in behind the pink. And again, he might be a bit too heavy. But that's perfect though as far as cover goes. The black and blue will do the trick. But can Slim see any of that red? I don't think he can. Well, he'll be happy with that. Now Jose needs to be careful here because he's going to double the red back up the table. He doesn't want to double it into the black, and he doesn't want to send it up over that top right hand corner pocket. So that's probably a good thought out shot because he's played it gentle to use the pink. knowing that the red was going to run into the black, and that's got Slim in trouble again. That was a better shot. Oh, Slim might have come out smelling the roses here as well, though. That's a good result. Well, the shot to play is that way, dead weight to roll onto the red. The problem with playing that shot is he's brought that red into play and he's given Slim a chance. He should have just rolled onto that second red there where the red line is, and if he'd rolled it dead weight to it, he wouldn't have left anything on other than a probably ambitious plant. And of course, we've got to keep an eye on the scoreboard because Slim is now 32 in front. There's 43 in the table. He's got a colour to follow here. So 32, if he takes the black, he'll be 39 in front with still 43 in the table. If he takes the brown, either way he's still going to need one of those reds to secure the frame. Well, he's probably going to end up, well, this would be ambitious. He would be cutting that red onto that red to make the plant. Now he could just brush that red and send it to the cushion. He's trying to chip it in. That's excellent. That's a great shot because that's a frame winner. Slim's one pocket skills coming in handy. So it's going to be 2-0 to Onepocketslim. However, I mean, it's odds on that Slim's sealed the frame, but there's still the one red left in the table. But Slim is going to try and duck away here on this pink. That was the right shot to play. And Jose now not only has to hit the red, but he has to get it safe, so this is all down to luck. But as long as he keeps the red in the table, he's still got a chance of getting a snooker and a free ball, but that's gone now. That was not a difficult red to hit for a snooker player, because the angles are fairly straightforward to read. And Slim's got a free ball as well. So he'll play the brown, that'll be his extra red. Get the cue ball up the table, probably onto the blue, or maybe the brown again. So he's nominated the brown as his extra red, and that will really clinch the frame. So the brown will be 1 point. You can just stun this in and play the brown again. So he's left that a bit short. If he'd stunned it in, he would have had better control in the cue ball, but he's going to play the straight blue. Maybe that's what he played for anyway, and just roll up onto the final red. But these are just the formalities. The frame is well and truly won now. Well, I don't think there'll be much doubt that Jose will probably concede the frame if he's given the opportunity. I don't think I've seen Cobra playing. He can certainly pop balls, but it's the shot choice thing in snooker that catches a lot of 9-ball players out. And well, when your opponent needs snookers, there's nothing better than to give him one. And Jose has had enough. The frame was way beyond his grasp. So 2-0. And Slim breaks off in frame number 3. And not a bad break either. Open red is covered. Jose is having a look at the bunch of balls just to see if there's anything set. But again, just trying to get that thin. See, he's got it thin, but he's got it too heavy in terms of weight. And Slim's now got a shot on the red, and that's been overhit by about 3 foot. Well, I'll tell you that they're not as loud as what they were the first live stream that I did when I came back, when I got the PC up and running again. It was a lot louder. It was like slamming into a brick wall. Right, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn the audio right down to its lowest setting. Sound effects off. Let's see what happens now. Aye, there's absolutely no sound effects. Oh, I think that jinxed Slim there because he missed the red. So I've got it at its lowest setting possible. I wonder if Jose can see that red. No, he couldn't. So now we've got a red over the corner pocket. And once again, if you're going to try and get back into baulk, you've got to hopefully get that cue ball covered behind a colour to protect that red that's there. So we're going to get a bit of tip-tap until somebody makes a mistake. So now with the red down this end of the table towards us and the red over the corner pocket, Slim's not got an awful lot of options available to him. As long as he keeps the cue ball close to that black cushion, that stops the cut on the red. Well, Slim is playing this red, trying to use the brown to cover the one over that top left hand corner pocket, and he hasn't gone far enough with the red on the right side because that will cut in. So Jose needs to thin this in and get back into the table for probably the blue or the bulk colour, unless he's dropping down. No, he is, he's just coming back up. I was thinking he might have tried just to drop down dead weight onto the black, because it goes in past the red, but obviously there's plenty of room. Well, that's finished dead straight on the red. He just needs to get... He either needs to pinch it slightly and go around the corner now, or just draw back off it. Well, he stunned it out. Got a good angle on the black. Now, the angle allows him just to drop through for this red here back into the corner. So he doesn't need to do anything with the cue ball, it's just a dead weight drop in and get the cue ball over that side. Needs to bounce. It hasn't bounced far enough. That needed to be out here so that he could comfortably play the red and just stun onto the black. He's the wrong side. And that's the problem with that shot. You end up not judging the contact and ended up way too low on the black. Well, this is now where you duck for cover. You know, there's nothing on, so you play the green and you leave the cue ball on the bulk cushion. That's a shot. Try and use the brown. There's no point in going for 5 points when you can't get any other red after it. You've got to put Slim in trouble, and this is what I'm talking about, making the right shot choices here. He's looking at the pink. I can't understand why he's playing it. It's only going to give him 6 points. See, what he hasn't done is put Slim in trouble. You know, that, again, not the right shot choice. The shot to play was the green and dropping through onto the cushion behind the brown. That's a shot I would have done without even a second thought. And it allows Slim to put Jose in trouble if he can. So Jose's not making use of control of the table. He had the option there to still be in control of the table. And Slim's not risking coming back to bulk. And now Jose's got a perfect opportunity to try and use that blue and pink and the brown and come into this gap. You can come down this way. And that blocks the left side of the pack, so Slim's forced into just playing that red on the right. Now the thing about VP4 snooker is you would normally, in real life, you would play off that red to the right, the one that's up there. You would normally in real life play that. But in VP4, if you play that and you bring the cue ball around and down here, Slim's going to roll that red in. This is why Jose's having to go for the red. In real life, you would never do that. You would play the red to the right of the pack there. Now once again, Jose has the black. He's going to have to thump this in to try and move something, and he didn't have the right side on the cue ball there to come into the pack. So it's a struggle for Jose. He's only got a very slight lead, but that's not going to be good enough. So, wafer thin edge. Pace is pretty good. And that's quite good as far as the left hand side of the pack goes. This is a difficult one for Slim. This is tricky. I mean, you know, if you don't have any other great option on, you can just roll up onto the reds. Well, that's not a bad choice. Just killed the cue ball stone dead. Don't think he's really left anything easy. Well, that is pretty good. And the other problem for Jose is the fact that we've now got a red right in the middle of the table. And Jose's looking for somewhere up table now. That red above the black goes, so he can go off that red and come in this direction behind the blue and green. More likely to be the green, but I think he needs to chip that with a bit of left hand side in the cue ball so that when it hits the cushion it fires it out into the table in behind the baulk colours. I think that shot's on. No, it isn't. It wasn't. But that's not a bad shot. That's pretty good. I mean, there's absolutely nothing that's simple here for Slim. And that red, of course, the one that he's possibly looking at there, it doesn't go. So not a bad safety by Jose at the end of it. But with the way these reds are sitting, I think for Jose's prospects in this match, he needs to be first to get in here. And Slim took the bait, and now look at the table. Well, Jose's got to score at least 40 something here, and all the colours are there one way or another. So he's got to get the head down and focus here and make the most of this. This is an open invitation to put a score on the board. Well, again, he's just taking risk to get lucky. He's not really playing for a specific colour there with that shot, because you would never be drawing into that red. Okay, he's still on a colour, and he's going to be extremely unlucky if he's not on his next red. But even with a table like this, you've got to be playing into an area to get on a red. See, now he's ran into the blue, and now this is threatening to go pear-shaped rather quickly here if he doesn't get his head sorted out. Now he can't get the red into the side pocket, and now he's got a dodgy cut past the black there on that one, or he's got a thin one down the cushion. So this is, immediately he's got himself out of shape here. Yeah, it was doomed to failure right from the start. And again, the first shot that he played was he could have stunned the cue ball out of there. It's a more controlled shot rather than just putting loads of bottom on it and screwing the cue ball to somewhere that he doesn't really know where he's going to finish up. He's hoping to get on a colour. He's not playing to get on a colour doing that. And that's never going to be successful at the end of the day. And now Slim can take full advantage of this. I would describe Jose's play as nervy and indecisive. You've got to, enough to move the cue ball, but you've got to be moving it in the right direction. And being more positive about what you're doing, and there was nothing in that visit that Jose had there. He had the table at his mercy, he had loads of points available for him, and he immediately made it difficult, and then it just went from bad to worse. And now he's sitting, like we've all done when we've played snooker, he's sitting thinking all of these points are mine. This might not be good. It might not be good. I think Slim's got himself in no man's land here. He's got two choices. He's got a dodgy cut along the cushion. He's got that red into the corner. Now, he doesn't want to bump the red if he's taking this one on. He wants to get out of there. And that's well done. Quick look behind the shot. Now, you've got to stun this pink in, or if you're going to drop it in dead weight, you're going to be taking some of this red here. And again, there's no guarantee you're going to be on a red. He wants to miss that red to finish over here. And he's managed that. Got himself too close to the cushion for comfort, but again he can roll this red in and roll through to sort of there. I would think it might be going a wee bit squarer. He's just on the line, and now he's not bad shape. He's got an easy red into the middle. He's got to decide what red he's playing for though. This one's the tricky one because of where the pink is. He can just screw back off the pink and leave that red there and come back up for the pink off it. That would be the shot. The angle that he's got in the pink allows him to come back to there to play that red. Running through to do anything this side isn't good because he's going forward that way, so that's the red he should be playing for, that one there. Unless he plays to hold the pink spot. If he does that, then the pink would go into the black spot, and it would have allowed him to play that red. See, that's another thing you've got to think about. He could have held the pink spot there, I think, if he'd killed it stone dead, but he's on the red I was talking about, and he's got a nice angle to get up high enough for the red, the pink. Now, again, it's better to get behind the player to see what the shot looks like. Well, with this shot, you're potting the pink and letting the cue ball go to the cushion and come back out. You've got to get the pace right to go that way. You could try dropping it dead weight to finish on that red. That's the two choices there on this shot. I think it might be dead weight to go to the cushion. No, he's played it with left hand side to check the cue ball up. He's behind the pink spot. And he can see enough of the red. Now this is tricky if you're trying to just come up the table, because the in off is on in the middle pocket here. If you stun this in and try and chip it up the table without going to the cushion, I think he's going forward just to come back across to the pink. This is good. Yeah, this is what Jose should be doing. You see, Slim's playing. He's playing for the next ball, and with that visit Jose had, he wasn't in control of anything. And this is how you construct breaks. You've always got to be thinking on your feet all the time. It's how you put a run of balls together, by playing for that ball, for that next shot. Slim's under hit that by a mile. That should have been back another 1.5 feet there for that red in the right hand cushion. But what he has got is a tidy little run. The break is 38, and he's got a healthy lead, which if this red goes in, which, oh, he's overcut it, and he might have got away with it again. Yeah, I don't know whether Jose can see that. That is very tight. He might be able to get it. He might need to tweak the cue ball a little bit. No, he couldn't. And it's bumped off the other one, and that's this frame gone pretty much. But overall, even though Slim doesn't play a lot of snooker, what does show is that Slim's got the more positive approach to what he's doing compared to what Jose's been doing. It's been a bit more constructive in what he's doing, hence why he's putting little runs in these frames to build up the points. You know, they're not going to make big huge breaks. They will come through time, but Slim is just doing enough to be winning these frames. Jose's had loads of chances, but he's never ever really had everything under control, and that's why you end up losing on a regular basis. And he's going to be 3-0 down, and he's not got a lot to play with. So Slim again just trying to complete the formalities here. A tidy little run out would be nice. Now I'm not quite sure what's happening with this second match. I don't know whether Slim wants to do it, and if he does want to do it, I've got absolutely no problems at all. He might be busy, I don't know. I can't remember what he asked me last night, because he certainly didn't say he was going to be playing Jose this afternoon. So obviously they've either met up in the lobby, or a proposal was sent and they arranged it. But what's happening in a couple of hours' time, I don't know. But I certainly do know that Slim's going to cover that last match, that Heseric match, because it's US time for that one. Well, it's a long road back for Jose, 3-0 down. Decent break though. Now this has to be really thin or you'll end up going into the corner pocket. Let's see what these reds are like. There's nothing set this side. Well, the red back to bulk. Again, the red is heading towards the other corner pocket. He looks as if he's taking it into the right though. Going to be a collision here. Well, he can roll along black in. Now, if he rolls a black in, he's obviously getting himself 8 points. But he would need to actually screw back off the black and maybe hope he bumps the red and finishes on the red that's behind the cue ball here. Let's have a look at the line that he has. Well, he's going forward at the moment. That red there goes, so that's what he's playing for. Oh no, he is drawing back, and he got a bump in the red. Well, I don't know whether he actually went to look at that one, because he could have rolled the black in and just finished up top side on that one. Now the cue ball needs to stay in the table, which it has done. So, what's the line like on the black? Let's have a look. That way, and try and get the hit in the pack. Needs to miss the yellow. He didn't. And not only that, he's bumped the yellow into the hole. Well, Slim now again has a choice of playing or putting Jose back in. Nothing goes. And he's having to play this with a lot of right hand side just to bring it away from the bunch of reds. Watch the jaw. Well, chance of the red for Jose. Black doesn't go from this side. And he's bumped a black in as well, would you believe it? And it's a nightmare. Because I think Slim can get that red into the left hand side pocket. And it's all going very badly here for Jose at the start of this frame. And Slim's got certainly 3 reds he can work with. Oh yeah, Jose would be great at that. Unfortunately, you don't get that in snooker. You just keep giving away points. Now, Slim can try potting the red here and coming around in between the red and black and maybe getting a bump. That's pretty good. He's avoided it and he's on the black. This looks well, I was going to say it looks as if you're going to try and hold for that red, it'd be a dead weight shot, but he's got the one on that right side. He's got to come up table for either the blue or one of the bulk colours of this red. It needs to slow up here. Well, no prizes for guessing what Slim's going to do next. Now again, I said this in the stream the other night, if you're going to play a little roll up to a bulk colour, zoom in, it makes it a lot easier. And Jose's got a line off that cushion there to get into the bunch of reds. Oh, would you believe it? Did he actually maybe get a touch on that? No, he didn't. Well, he should get it right this time. Just a little adjustment. Well, Slim can send the red up the table and try and get in behind the black. I don't know whether he can get enough of it to cut it. I think he can. Yeah, he can cut that in if he wants. He doesn't want the red to finish there though. Now, can Jose see enough of that? Yes, he can. But you wouldn't think he's going to score much off this, the way the reds are sitting. Well, there's no value in potting a colour. Absolutely none whatsoever. And because the reason I'm saying that is that now where he's sitting, it's not exactly a position where you can play a great safety shot and give Slim trouble. And Slim will be quite happy to just tap in amongst a bunch of balls here. I think if Jose had maybe rolled in behind a bulk colour, it might have been a bit better for him. Now, has he got... Well, he's got the chance. Again, this is way too aggressive. I would be coming off that red there and ducking for cover. This is all or nothing on this red. And he's going to open them up. Well, he's left the red on. And this is a little stun back off the red into the middle to hold for the black. That's the shot. And again, if you play this type of shot often enough, you know, you don't give it a second thought. You just dig in, little stun back. And that's nice because he's got a slight angle in the black. Now, if he goes out and around the corner and finishes short, he's got the red at the back of the bunch. It might be a bit too shallow an angle though. That's the only worry I've got. Now he needs to hit something here. Well, he hasn't hit, but he's got the red in the cushion. He'll take that. But his next shot on the black is not going to be particularly great because he's fairly straight in the red. And that red there, let's have a look. If he's already looked round, then all he's doing is, in fact, the angle on the black's too big, so he can't hold for that red. If he comes out to this direction, he can get that red, but he may well be running into stuff here. We'll see what he plans. Well, that's an excellent effort by Slim. I didn't think he could hold that, but that's pretty damn good. Now, again, the brave shot and the correct shot to play is a little stun into the middle pocket and try and get into the gap. You might brush something, but there's a strong chance you'll finish in the black. He sent it to the jaw, and he actually come back off it rather than playing the stun. I think that the stun was the right shot, just to try and come through the gap there. Well, it's not good news for Jose. He's 41 points behind. He's got a start, and he just needs to get the cue ball somewhere in the middle of the table, right hand side here off this red. He's trying to hold for the black. I thought he was going to run up the table, because he might be a bit straight in the black, is he? No, he's got an angle. So, first red to play for is that one, just by coming back up the table, whether it be one rail or two rails. Well, he's gone a wee bit further than he would like, but again, the positive shot is a stun in. I don't know whether he can... See, again, he's looking around, but that, to me, would be the shot to stay in the black. Now he's maybe bumping the red to hold for the pink. They might not be sitting nice on it. Yeah, again, all of those points there for his mercy, and Slim is just going to come here and finish the match with this visit. I think that might well be the final nail in Jose's coffin. But he should have played, for me, the right shot, the red to just stun onto the black. Again, I'll go back to what I said earlier on. You have to be playing the controlled shot, and there was absolutely no evidence of confidence here with what Jose was doing. And he's a far better player than that. Absolutely getting nowhere with what he was trying to do. And again, for a regular snooker player, a lot of those shots should be not necessarily elementary. I'm talking about it should be sort of automatic pilot, and you should have a fair idea where you're going. It's the only way you're ever going to be productive and put points together when you've got a table that's sitting there for you at your mercy, and he just doesn't, absolutely no confidence to do what he's doing, but he's been let off the hook. So he's got an easy red to start with. He's got the green over the corner pocket. Good afternoon to Tam. Well, we won't be here long, I don't think. I think this match is already pretty much over. It isn't as far as points go, but it's asking a lot for Jose to put anything together here. He's got the green. Now, I'm asking myself, what red's he playing for here? Is he playing for the red on the right cushion? Is he trying to get down in the red to the left of the black? He's got to avoid the other red because it can block it. And he's got on it, and that will do. Right, now, once again, he can, if he doesn't want to be playing a much more controlled shot, he can just go through for the red into the same pocket here, this side. See, again, it's just no confidence to do it. You know, that's absolutely nowhere. It wasn't played correctly because the cue balls ended up in no man's land on nothing. It's horrible to watch this because, again, you've got to make use of what you've got. The angle he had in the black was perfectly fine to play the more safe shot and just run through and get yourself on this side of the red. And, I mean, did he not see that? Does he think he has to try and stun and get up for this red here with an awkward pink sitting where it was? It wasn't all that good, I'm afraid. But here we go again. Now, obviously if he wants 8 points, the black's there. Now, if he's going to play the black, he's dicing with death with this pink, because what you want to do is come up the table for the red. So you've got to finish below the pink. You don't want to be up here, really, if you can help it. But that, to me, would be the shot, to stun up here to that area. And for once he's played a shot. Now again, this has to be positive. You want to make sure you go to the cushion and come out for the black, or do you want to dink through and end up nailed to the rail? Well, pink, let's have a look. See, again, the positive shot with that would be the stun to come over here for this red down the cushion. And he's going to leave it really awkward. You know, that, again, I don't think was the right shot. He had to stun the pink in and go over here for that red down this way. And now he's in trouble here with a dicey red into the middle. But he's got it. Everything is a struggle for Jose, and the reason it's a struggle is because he's making it a struggle. He's making trouble for himself. He doesn't need any help. He's doing fairly well on his own, getting himself into trouble. And it's always going to be a struggle when you're doing this sort of stuff. But now, although he's stuck to the rail, he's got a fairly straightforward yellow, and make sure you miss the brown, bump the cushion and back up high enough for the green. He's going to be stuck to the cushion again. So he is 5 points behind and a chance to pinch this frame. It's not been convincing, and this is the one that's going to make or break it, because you're bound to have a shot in the blue. It's all about being brave enough to play this at the right pace. See, he's chickened out. He's now left it tough. Got to play the right shot to get yourself out onto that blue. This is never going to win you frames, leaving yourself awkward stuff like this. And of course, he's ended up, you know where, without a paddle. And now he has to get a hit, and he has to get it safe, or it's sayonara and hasta la vista. Oh dear, well, he'll take that. Well, it's Jose's best run of the afternoon, 36, but I'll tell you what, it was a damn struggle. Well, Slim's did the old 9-ball player's bank shot, and of course he's then scratched, and that is the sucker shot of the afternoon by Onepocketslim, because he's just sold out with the numpty shot of the day, going for the double, which when you consider, I mean, that was hell for leather, but look at where Jose is, just a roll in the pink. And sometimes when you do silly things, you can change how a match turns out. The balls can end up going against you, and Jose will be relieved he survives. So Slim breaking off in frame number 5, and that's excellent. Not difficult to play a safety into the bunch of balls. I think Jose's been on a siesta all the way through this match. Well, again, Slim can jab the red up the table and try and just come in behind the black. Well, he didn't do that, and now what he's done is he's made it easy for Jose. Jose can have a long straight red if he wants. So that was pretty poor from Slim. Now, even that shot there that Jose's played, I mean, he's played to stun the cue ball stone dead, give himself a shot in the black. It was a wee bit more positive. Of course, obviously, the red didn't go in. Well, now, awkward angle on the brown, a bit more friendly angle on the green into the middle, and probably just come back off the green to leave that red into the corner pocket, but Slim's got other ideas. But it's not tight enough. Jose's got loads of room to go the 2 rails into the back of the bunch here. This is easy. And now, with the red being on the right hand side, if you're going to try and head down into baulk, you must get behind a colour, or you're giving Jose a free shot. Well, that outside red still goes. So Jose's trying to use the green here, and that looks good pace. I like that. That was well done. And Slim can have a go at doing the same thing. Well, this is a wee bit trickier. He's got to get the right line off this red. Now, he's got a wee bit of spin on it, but he's got actually too much on it. Now, Jose shouldn't be going for that red, because the angle he's got in the red is not great. He's got to drop it in dead weight, and he's going to leave an awkward black if he does. If he's going to give it every chance to get into the pocket, he's just got to roll it dead weight. And he's not going to be great on the black. He's got a wee testy one here. Now, he could take the black, but he would have to leave the red at distance. If he's taking the pink, he's going to go up table and leave it at distance that way. That was probably easier of the two. So now, where does the pink goes on the black spot, and that's no good, and that's now scuppered his chances. Now, what Jose didn't do there was look at where the pink was going to go when he potted it. If he'd played the shot I was talking about and come up the table to the similar position, he would have been on a red and a black to follow. Now he's having to come back up table, and that's most certainly the fact that he never looked to see if the pink would spot. So now the extra 5 points will do, and that's all he should be going for. He shouldn't be trying anything ambitious, and he is trying to be ambitious. Well, he was trying to get down here for that red into the middle, I think. In fact, the two of those go, so they do from here. Does that second one go? No, that's very tight. Well, Slim has covered this red that he's just played. And now the safety zone isn't in the bulk area. The safety zone is this end of the table, making sure you cover that red. And it's just going to be tip-tap here in amongst these to keep covering that red. We could be here for an hour. Now, don't forget as well, there should be the call a draw option in snooker. When you're in a situation like this where you don't want to leave that red exposed, and if you're fed up tip-tapping, one player can choose the option to call a draw, the other player gets a pop-up offering him that option, and then it's his choice to accept the call a draw, in which case the frame will restart. But I don't think that either of the two of them will be thinking about that. I'm not even sure whether Slim's aware that that option is available. And I doubt very much whether Jose's ever used it, but I'm sure it is there. Yeah, we could be here a while, folks. And of course we know that the black and pink are dead. They're going nowhere sitting there. So again, the chances of putting anything constructive together are not great. Well, here is an option, or an opportunity I should say, for Slim to roll this red into the bottom right hand corner here and get up for either the blue or a bulk colour. The green goes past the red, there's no problem that way. And he doesn't need to worry about the fact that he's the other side of the blue. He just rolls it in and he's on this red over the corner. So he's got a start. Quick look up table. This area here where obviously the pink spot is covered, none of those reds go. But when you look at it from that side, you can certainly get one of them into the side, and maybe even that other one. I think it goes, it's very tight. And then of course there's that one on the side cushion, which is not great where it's sitting. And Slim trying to be positive, and he did get the red out into play, but unfortunately missed the blue in the process. And now the blue is sort of out of commission where it is on the baulk cushion, so it's going to be tough for Jose to put anything more than double figures in this visit. Let's have a look from this side. Oh, the pink goes in from that side, as does the black. Never looked at that. Well, the black is dead straight, so he can only go forward or come back a tad for this red here. Or the two reds that I was talking about. And that's dead straight into the middle. And if he rolls forward, he's going to be the wrong side of the black. Well, those two reds are doing nothing there. There's still one remaining red at the back of the bunch that goes. And he could just try and get onto the cushion and roll this into the bottom corner pocket, this red. Well, he's given himself a chance. He can get that one at the back of the bunch. Or the cluster. I think a cluster is that amount. A bunch is maybe like the full pack. That's the collective word for a cluster of balls rather than a bunch of balls. But again, he's not seeing the potting angles at all. He's missed a whole pile of those cut shots this afternoon. And now, again, they're fairly standard pots in snooker. And it's very much going to be bits and pieces, this frame. Slim with a slender lead at the moment. Chance to add another 7 to that, and he's going to roll through and hopefully get a nudge here. Oops, wrong button. I'll look to see what the line is to catch that, to catch something of those balls. I don't think he can. It doesn't look great to me from this angle. And he didn't think so either. And he's fouled and knocked a pink in, so that's 7 points to Jose. So now Jose comes to the table finding himself a point in the lead. Now is he dead weighting this into the middle, or is he running it up table? He's dropped it in. Once again, having dropped it in, there is nothing that he can get on. Nothing whatsoever. Well, the safest shot here is a little dink and drop behind the pink. That's too heavy. Way too heavy. Well, this is asking to be skimmed off the red He's not looking at it, but that red there, a little skim off it and just missed the brown. He's going all out for the cut. And he's got it. And is he on the pink as well? No, he isn't. Well, I didn't think he got on that pink, but he has done. My eyes have totally gone. Well, this frame is very much going to depend on what happens with the little cluster of reds. And that definitely doesn't go. And there's nothing set up at all. So Slim's choice here is to play a little safety and let Jose have to hit the bunch of balls. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be just trying to tuck the cue ball somewhere outward. Not that he's got in a great position to do that, but I'd be trying my best to do something, you know, maybe push the yellow off the bottom rail and follow through, or do anything to make it auto. I mean, the angle on the brown is there, but I think the green's in the way to go to the cushion and try and come up into the cluster of reds. Well, in the end, he actually just screwed off it. Now, that is not bad. He's managed to get himself in the one at the bottom of the bunch, or cluster. I called it a bunch again. But that was a good shot. Now, again, you would stun it in to hold for the pink. And these angles into the middle pockets are catching loads of players out. But that was the right shot. You know, you have to play the stun to hold for the pink. And it hasn't left anything for Jose, I don't think. Or has he? Yes, he has. Well, if he takes on this red, he's got to go through those reds. He's got to force it through and hope he gets lucky in a colour. I mean, he could jab off the red and try and come back off that one for the pink. But you've got no real idea where this is going to finish. And he's overcut it again. And he didn't get out. So in the end he was really in nothing other than a long yellow. So Slim with a 6-point lead coming to the table. Red into the middle, up for yellow or brown. Oh, he's managed to hold it for the pink, but he's stuck to the cushion. But he won't worry about that. He's got enough angle on this to get out. Needs to keep going. That's perfect. Well, could this be the visit that finishes the match off and sees Slim surviving and Jose going home? Once again, just a little roll through. Now how tight is that red? That red is fine. And that again is just a perfect angle to nudge the red in, and if you just do it gentle, you're on the pink. And the only thing you have to worry about if you finish on the pink that side is how you can see the final red. But the shot here again is to stun this in and come in this side here to get that final red up table. That's the shot. So I expect him to dig in and just stun this in, because that's the correct shot to play. If he's running forward, he's got to avoid running into something or he'll have no shot. You know, he's playing the stun, and that's perfect. And this he shouldn't be missing, because it's just a roll in. If he was going to again play this positive, he would stun it in so he could hold for the yellow or the brown. But he doesn't really need to be that ambitious. He's not quite over the line, but he's not far off it. And the blue will be nice to come up high enough for the yellow. That's the shot. That's the one he should be playing. Got to just get the cue ball running. Doesn't want to underhit this. He's got to get it through and out. Needs to keep running. So you could have done with a bit more on it, just for comfort's sake. So now he is, what, 33 in front, and there's only 27 left in the table. So, barring snookers, this match is over. Well, if he had played the shot I was talking about and got himself high enough between that brown and blue, he'd have been fine. He'd have been staring down the yellow, and look at what's happened here. This is exactly what Jose needs. Not only is he needing snookers, but he's having to get out of a snooker, and he's fluked to yellow. Well, that's a bit too late to get a roll of the ball. He's 31 behind. There's only 25 in the table, so he needs 2 snookers at least, and the balls aren't sitting ideally for that. And Slim may well go for the double this time. And, well, Jose can at least see an edge of the green. But once again, there's not much he can do here. He's just got to hope he doesn't leave an easy shot for Slim. Well, that's good enough as far as Slim's concerned. I can cut this in and just put the match to bed. Well, this time the treble works, and he's on the blue, wrong side of it, but it doesn't matter. So well done to Onepocketslim. Yeah, you can go and get your dinner now, Tam. I've already had mine. I had to get mine early because I knew this was on. I didn't know how long it was going to last, but certainly it's lasted a lot shorter than I thought it would. So again, another nice little clearance by Slim to finish the match. So Slim goes through by 4 frames to 1. We'll have a quick look at the bracket. And where is he? Well, where was the match? Can you see it? Oh, there we are. Slim's now through to play Whiskey 2, who got advanced earlier on because Chiku didn't show. So that's Slim's next opponent, and I honestly haven't seen. I think I saw Whiskey playing in VP3 years ago, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's like in VP4. I would probably still have Slim as a favourite for that one as well. Right, a quick look to see what's left. We have the next match is a match between Mr. Fox and Mooncake on the one-loss side, and that goes off in an hour's time. And then there's a match that Slim's going to do between Hazeric and Erosi on Sunday, early Sunday morning. He'll be covering that. So that is it, folks, for this stream. There's a match in an hour. I'm not sure whether Slim was intended to do it, and if he isn't, I'll do it. So until then, Slim, in fact, hang on a minute. Are you doing this match in an hour's time, or are you off to get something to eat? Is Stubb playing Sergaresh tonight? I haven't looked at the bank pool one. Right. Well, if they're playing, I'll cover the Mr. Fox match, which goes off in an hour's time. I'll get myself set for that then. So I will. If you're going to cover the bank pool one, Steve will probably join you for that. I think he wants to see how these guys do in the bank pool. Right, so good luck with that, Slim. Well done. You should be favourite in your next match as well. I think I'm going to hedge my bets and say that you should be favourite. I think you're probably a bit too clever, possibly, for Whiskey. I think that's all that Whiskey does play when he does come here. I think it is snooker. So anyway, I'm going to have a break for a little while, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a little while. If you can't see us in a little while, then it'll be on the YouTube channel on the playlist for this tournament. I will add this one in a minute or two, and hopefully I can see you a bit later on. So until then, I'll wish you good afternoon or good early evening, and we'll be back soon.